do we get in? Do we get it? Do we rip off the Band-Aid? Has it even scabbed over yet? Has there even been? Was the cut deep enough to even put a Band-Aid on it?
No, I didn't. I'm not cut by this. I think we came out and defensively did what we needed to do for the first 55 minutes of the game. So on that end, I think it was a great game. But the biggest thing was just not capitalizing on their mistakes, our good defensive play. We held them to field goal range. They missed a few field goals, missed an extra point. We had them. All we had to do was literally score 2 touchdowns, 2 more from where we were, and we would have been chilling. But yeah, some missed throws from Jaden. There were a few underthrows, balls that were hitting dudes in the feet, balls that just weren't placed right. Obviously, the pick late, which kind of sealed it. Threw a pick, and then they scored immediately.
They were on him too. They were on him.
Yeah, no, they were quick.
They were on him, and there was a couple times where maybe I'm like too like naive, and I'm getting used to like watching like Lamar just take off. There were a couple times where it almost seemed like maybe he was hesitating. Like I don't want to say he couldn't have gotten loose, but it just seemed like maybe he was holding in for that throw.
Sure.
No,
there were a lot of play, and shit, Hurts was doing the same thing where they were kind of just waiting, and then by the time he did make that move to get out, they're at his ankles already, and they got him. Like, if it's not there, I want him to put a move on.
And I will say, I think there were definitely 2 different games between Washington and Philly.
Yeah.
It was the game before the failed 4th down conversion.
Yep.
And then the game after the failed 4th down conversion.
Yeah.
Because momentum can be a factor, but momentum was the factor in this game, especially at that point. We're talking it was 12-10.
Yeah.
Y'all had them.
Yeah.
Y'all were trickling downfield. Y'all get into field goal range. This takes the lead. This now, could they have went out and done what they done afterwards and put up 2 or 3 more touchdowns after that? They could have. They could have. But to me, momentum being one of the biggest killers, not getting that 4th down, and I don't know how you feel about that. I was fully like, no. Like as soon as they sent out the kicker, I was like, or as soon as they didn't send out the kicker, I was like, come on.
Yeah, I was
like
pissed.
I was like, take the lead, because it changes the game. Who knows? It just doesn't put Philly in a different situation where they end up in a field goal. They end up kicking a field goal next drive, and maybe they make it, maybe they miss it, maybe it's 15, or maybe it's 15-13, and it's not.
I think for Philly, it was like we just kept allowing them to get back into this game. They did everything to eliminate themselves from this game, missing field goals, really not doing shit offensively. We did well to shut down Saquon for most of that game. We shut down most of their pass game. No big plays, nothing stupid. A few plays here and there, but no, yeah, we gave them every opportunity to win that game, and that last 4th down was just.
But I mean, and Saquon had his burst throughout the game, but it seemed
it didn't do anything.
Like he was being contained, and I mean, it's just like like we said, just after that 4th down conversion, Philly went on a run, and they just did not look back.
It was they scored pretty fucking quickly after that, and then Jaden goes out, throws a pretty bad pick, and then Saquon scores 2 plays later, the next play or whatever. So yeah, it all kind of compounded late in the game at the right time for Philly. Like if that had happened earlier in the game, I think we could have bounced back from that. But it all kind of just hit us right at the end of that game.
Now, do you also wonder what it looks like if they make those field goals?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we still would have had opportunities to score,
Mm-mm.
which was our biggest problem. Like if they had made those 2 field goals, we would have been down what
It will.
12-10
It
at
would have
at
been 12-10, and then if they made that extra point, so it would have been 19-10, which it was at one point. It was at one point, correct? 19-10.
yes.
So I mean,
Yeah.
but
So
it
like
could have been 19 to
even
10
even
earlier in the
them
game.
making those field goals, we were never out of that game. Like getting Philly to kick field goals was the plan. Making them kick field goals, getting them away from the end zone.
But I almost feel like getting them to kick field goals. You're continuing to get them to kick field goals, if not punting the football, and
Yeah,
now they're missing field goals. It's
which
almost
is
like
even a bigger opportunity.
is there a chance that Washington, their offense just was playing very conservative all game,
Yeah,
and then out of nowhere decided to get super
yeah,
ballsy
yeah.
on fourth down for no reason,
No reason.
really no reason. I mean,
We played a honestly too conservative game, running the football a lot, little short passes, little dump off passes. Granted, Jaden didn't have a whole lot of time, but I mean, not getting the ball to Terry at all.
mm-mm.
I don't think they got it to him once, if I
No,
can
I
remember.
don't. I
I
don't
mean,
believe he
at
had
least
a single catch.
for most of that game, barely any targets to him. So, and the balls that were thrown out there to some of these guys were underthrown. So,
But you just got to think there's a world where they kick that field goal and it's 13-12, and say they get a stop, and say they get another field goal and it's 16-12,
mm-hmm.
and now y'all, but it's fourth quarter. It's the fourth quarter, and Washington has the momentum going in to the fourth quarter with a 4-point lead. I mean, that's a very different ball game
Yeah,
than how quickly it flipped to Phillies, to Phillies advantage. Um,
yeah. But no, I think offensively, both of us
I
were
do
horrendous.
I do hope this lights some type of fire for the rematch. Because obviously we're gonna get to see this matchup again. They got to see they basically got to feel each other out. It's still either one of their division. It's obviously still in Philly's more in Philly's hands now. Now I do got to ask
For
you this
sure.
question. I'm very critical about the Bills
Yeah.
and their schedule. And I just happened to notice, and it wasn't me that pointed out, it was just somebody else pointing it out, that Washington is in the same boat. I haven't beaten a team with a winning record yet.
No,
Does that
I
bother
agree.
you?
No, because again, I am going back to my expectations preseason. Yes, it's cool we have 7 wins. 10, 11 wins is making a shoe into the playoffs. Um, I don't know how good we really are. I know that Jaden has hope. We have hope from him. But I don't think this team was built. This is essentially the same team we had last year, just with a new quarterback. This team wasn't built to be a playoff contending team. So, um, I'm not concerned with.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
mean,
I, I needed
we.
to ask like a Washington fan because obviously
Yeah, I
like
mean,
a random person is just gonna shit on Washington for not beating a team above 500, but
but
you gotta expect the bill, like you said, expectations. The Bills, they should beat teams above 500.
but here's the thing.
Washington was expected to be one of those teams under 500.
Here's the thing. We beat the Bengals, who are better than their record.
Yeah,
Um, we had I wouldn't say a close game, but a better game against the Ravens than the Bills did. Um,
yeah,
a game we should have won against the Steelers. A game we
yeah.
really could have won pretty handily last night, but decided to just, I don't know, play just a stupid. We were playing like we wanted to score 18 points that whole game. Um, but
So
yeah,
what
I
did
don't
I
know.
mean? So did this change any feelings? Because I know last episode you were starting to teeter on like, I don't know if I gotta hop on this hype and say we actually might go going some type of, I don't know what type of run you were even expecting,
No, but
from last
I
year.
mean, at this point with our schedule coming up, I think we can make the playoffs. But again, I don't think that this team is contending for playoff wins by any means.